with Zach, Noe, Towers.
And Jonny McGovern.
Yes.
Oh, people are going to cream themselves.
Oh, yeah, that's why I came on this show, to talk deep and sexy.
You were the deepest voice I think I've ever had. Do you know Adam Klesch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know him from back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day when I used to throw parties in New York.
Oh, stop.
He worked at the different bars that I threw parties at, so we knew each other quite well back in the day.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
He's still like throwing parties.
Yeah, I know he has a club in Berlin, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he's doing a gay ski week in like February.
All right.
So I think there's little events. I think he might actually own a bar in New York too.
Fabulous.
But you guys both have, did he always have a deep voice too?
I don't think I ever registered his voice as deep.
Interesting.
To be honest.
Maybe he's leaning into it. He might be leaning in.
I mean, come on. The podcast with the two of you was like, we're about to fuck right after this. I was like, Zach, is this just an excuse for you to get hot guys that you want to fuck or have fuck and then ask them deep questions? Because sometimes that's what it seems like.
Listen, whatever motivates an artist motivates. No.
100%.
I mean, look at you. Go for the gold.
What can I say?
Wait, tell the people a little bit about it.
Go for the Gold is a reality competition show for go-go boys. Not that I am one, but I have.
You're a connoisseur.
Well, for many, many years, like in New York City, when I was starting my show business career, my day job was throwing parties at night.
Wow.
So I hired tons of go-go boys, and the parties that I threw were kind of like go-go boy was the star of the party.
Sure.
We would have like 10, 12.
Wow.
And, I was very showbiz. So I'd be like, at midnight, we're going to play the theme song for the party. And you're all going to parade out. And you're going to all be wearing towels. Then you'll hold the towels up against your dick. And you'll slap it up against your dick.
Wait, you did all this at Foo Bar.
Yeah, so that was like the standard thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I worked with Go-Go Boys. Was friends, like close friends with so many of them for so many years.
Greg, I met through you.
Yeah, and he co-created Go-Go for the Gold with me.
Is he No, you're hosting it.
I'm the host.
Yeah,
He's one of the judges.
Wow.
And so we created that show like in 2010 when we were doing Foo Bar.
Stop.
And then nobody wanted it.
Sure.
It was like, what
Who's
gay
this
network
for?
was that?
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, like after doing Hey Qween on Out TV for many years, they heard about it, wanted to see it. And then we did it. And so a competition kind of in the drag race vein, but for Go-Go Boys, because I really think there's star quality in the Go-Go Boys that I've met, because a lot of people think just like some dumb muscle guy in a thong and that's it. But if you know gay bars and you know parties,
You have to up the ante.
well, you can just see that some people really are fucking stars. Like that they have so much charm and appeal. It takes
Like they
more
make you
than-
blush when they make
they know
look
how to
like eyes
connect
with
the
yes.
customer. They know how to dance in whatever way it is that they consider sexy.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of appeal. So I figured it was a great way to have that same type of competition. Because in the club, right, there's been drag queens and go-go boys. There are gay entertainment.
Yeah.
No one's really ever explored the go-go
Shine the
side.
light on the
And
go-go's.
They take it serious. So that there's drama.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I really thought it was important to do a show like that, but not just have it be like 12 muscle guys that all look the same.
Sure.
So the show had
Different body types.
A lot of different body types, hairy, skinny, ones that wear heels. We had a trans man, lots of ethnic diversity, and it made for a great show. We just finished season 1. It was one of the top shows on Out TV for the year, and it got tons of press, and we're looking at season 2 right now. So.
If it were like picked up by Hulu, unless you're very happy at Out TV, Hulu you can do like nudity.
I mean,
that would be
I'm
very
currently working
cool.
with Out TV, and I love it.
Yeah, me too. I'm happy for you.
God bless. I mean, the Out TV is great because they're given, there's no other gay network that's taking talent right from YouTube, right from the gay scene,
And putting
being
it
like,
out
hey,
there.
You want to do a show? Put a show up. Make it happen.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so that's cool. It's been really fun, and like I did everything on the first season. I mean, I was the director, the producer, the creator, and
like writer,
hosted it, wrote all the words, did all the challenges, and then like when we were going into post-production, the editor had to drop out, and so honey, I learned to edit.
No, you didn't.
I'd been editing Hey Qween, but that's pretty basic.
Yeah,
but
it's like
It's like, that's
static
more
shots
like for
like
content. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I didn't want some straight guy to be like, when Tempest was saying this about when she was getting drunk and she did in the show, you couldn't explain it to them. So I started editing it.
Yeah.
But this one I had to learn how to edit. I did the music supervision. I did it all because the show was due. There wasn't time to like fuck around. And I also had this experience with these guys where they came and they gave their whole heart to the fucking thing. And they were so great. And I was like, I'm not going to just give this to somebody to do.
Right.
I want it to be great. And I know, and I think like, even though there was a lot of people who were like, we'll see. And I was like, I'm going to show you this is the greatest new reality show that you've ever seen.
People love to poo-poo. People who are not making moves love to poo-poo people who are making moves.
So I had to do what I had to do. I learned to do it. I spent like 6 months, like dawn to dusk, like making edits of these shows, did 7 episodes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then it just wrapped up. I mean, it just finished and I edited the last promo.
Are you feeling like a weight has lifted?
Yeah, right.
Do you get to celebrate now, kind of?
No, because I'm about to start the next one. But I did get to go. I host for Dita Von Teese. So as that was coming out, I went on tour for like 2 months to Europe, and that was kind of like a vacation.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely a sexcation because I was staying at the fanciest hotels, and I am currently daddy as fuck. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm scary. I'm all the things. And apparently there are less. You'd think hairy shoulder daddies would be everywhere in Europe, but honey, it was a hot commodity. On the
Really?
road.
Well,
Yes.
you are for those who don't know, how tall are you?
6'5".
6'5". You are a presence. Like you make other daddies I've seen seem like children. Do you know what I mean?
You make other daddies seem like children. Fuck. Yes, victory. In the Daddy Olympics.
But you've got
there can only be one. Though I've met other daddy types.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I feel like a small child.
Sure.
I went to Lazy Bear like last year.
Uh-huh.
There was like he must have been 55. He looked like a Tom of Finland poster.
Oh God.
And it just people. You know when someone's so good looking, you feel ugly and dumb.
Of course.
Where you're
all
like,
the time.
oh look
Like,
at that.
I'm not the same
person."
species. I'm like,
We're like, wow, what must it be like to be that guy?
I'm sure it has its own crop of problems.
Of course, and there's someone above him where he's like, why
Mm-hmm.
not attractive?
And I will say, a lot of being a daddy is like a state of mind and a like how you present yourself to the world. Like,
100%.
yes, your size comes in handy, but you also have like a daddy thing.
Yeah, even when I was in my 20s, my first
You had daddy
boyfriend
vibes.
called me daddy, and I was so not daddy-ish.
Yeah.
Really, maybe vibe only.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, all that was to say, I went on kind of a vacation,
Uh-huh.
came back, went on a real vacation to the woods of fucking Canada.
By yourself?
I went with someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I went with a guy who was my ex, who I'm still very close with.
do you guys have a sexual relationship?
Sometimes, yeah.
Did you in the woods of Canada?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I live
We're still very close. You know what I mean? Someone
Yeah.
who I really still care about and love.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be. Are you in it for a relationship in general? Like, do you want to be in a relationship?
Yeah, I definitely think long term I do, but
Yeah.
we dated for 5 years.
I think
and
I know
we went
exactly
through
who this
a lot
is.
of hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
With the death of my best friend.
Sure.
And a lot of other stuff, and that became really difficult. And he also needed to do some of his own growing. So it's one of those situations where, like, maybe when the time is right, that we'll get back together.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I'm not somebody who's like, unless it's a bad breakup, which I think I've only ever had once. I usually like to keep it pretty friendly.
And I bet, knowing you, I bet it was the other person steering it towards a crash ending.
There was a lot of things going on.
Really?
There was
Oh
a
my
lot of things going on.
There's
I mean,
not
it was
enough time.
It was a tough moment. But
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, now we're good. We just went on vacation to Canada, and yeah, but I mean, it was an open relationship, so it wasn't like
Yeah.
I got out of it and was like, now I can fuck.
Fuck. You
Yeah.
were kind of fucking the whole time.
Yeah, you can do
I
both.
think open relationships are the future, personally.
I wasn't an open relationship person for very many years.
Really?
And I think that was out of insecurity.
Really?
Yeah.
You felt
I
you'd
think
be
because I
left
would always
or something?
Yeah, I mean, like I came to prominence as the gay pimp in a music video, but that was like a full illusion and creation.
Okay.
And I always dated really hot guys, and I worked in nightlife where I was surrounded by other perfect bodies who were working at the clubs.
Yeah.
And of course I felt like, I'm gay. I have body dysmorphia. I have all the low self-esteem. I have all those things. So I think I feared that, like, that would be that they're going to, if somebody else was in there, they would not be interested in me anymore or see that I wasn't good enough.
Oh.
So it wasn't until this last relationship, which lasted a really long time, that it was open, and then I really started to like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really got into it.
Well, when you're choosing the partner that you really want to be with and, like, build with, I don't think sex is that big of a deal.
It definitely isn't. I think, like, all of that was, like, back in the day, I always knew that, if I had sex with somebody, even though I was never someone who cheated, if I had sex with somebody, I would knew it meant nothing.
Yes.
But if they did, oh my God, they fuck what they did, but what they did to me, I can't believe it. So I think especially as I've gotten older, I've really owned my sexuality and my type and my body type way much more.
Sure.
And found that, like, for once, I have morphed into the thing that people desire, which is like, whoa, all the things that I used to, like, not like about myself suddenly became the things that were madly desired by boys that I considered, like, my ideal.
Yeah.
So, it's like body positivity,
I was
like feeling about, just like when I was like, wait, you like my hairy shoulders? You like that I'm thick? You like that I'm,
the beard,
gigantic, all that? Like, and so as I leaned more into that, there was no longer a fear that I was the unattractive one in the combo.
Sure.
So that definitely opened me up to everything in general and made me a lot more solid with feeling that, can fuck anyone. They can fuck anyone. Who cares? Have fun. Please have fun.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Opening up to opening other people up, if you know what I mean.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like that's something that also that could, like, you could then not be open later in life when you get older. If you fucked enough people, I think eventually you're like, that was good. That was good. Let's just relax.
Yeah, we made it. We did it. I've been dating a guy and we are open, but we are monogamous during monkeypox right now because we're both vaccinated, but neither of us want to fuck with that.
Yeah, pandemic, of course.
Oh my god.
Closed. And I was like, I'm lucky. People were like dying for sex, and I was like, what?
Not me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Look what I have.
Fucking every day.
I do. Okay, my goal is to get to the sexcation with Dita, but let's go back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning, baby.
Do you remember the first thing that made you horny, or like the first time sex entered your?
Yeah, I mean, I think I do remember humping the bed in an aggressive manner at a young age.
Sure.
And also, when I was like 8, I fooled around with my next door neighbor who was probably like 10.
Okay.
But to tell you the truth, I 100% blocked it out till many years later.
Really?
Yes, because when I lived in Brooklyn, I was on like a street. New York. I was in New York street with lots of other kids. I remember as a kid being extremely sexual. Like they had to be like, stop taking your dicks out in the room,
in the library,
looking at everybody's dick. Like when I was in like pre-K.
That's natural. It's just something. Yeah.
So there was that, and then like there was the kid next door who would come over and like he'd want to like suck my dick under the covers and stuff like that. And I think maybe someone was fucking him in some inappropriate manner.
Sure.
This is all stuff that I've put together much later. And that's why he was doing that with me. But then when I moved overseas and I lived there starting in 3rd grade, I lived in Thailand to an international school.
I didn't know that.
Which was basically like going to like a middle American type school. It was very like jockish, masculine. I had lived in like Brooklyn, Montessori. People were, sort of the faggoty energy of that was different. When I moved to that school, it was very much not there. And so that disappeared for many, many, many years.
Wow.
I don't think it has to do with the country. I think it was just the vibe of the people at that school, which were all kind of like middle American people who were working,
laced up,
whose parents
buttoned.
were working. I don't know, just like very like guys are
Traditional.
guys, girls are girls.
Yeah.
It was very that.
What was the vibe? Did you know you were gay when you're getting your wee-wee sucked by this person?
No, I didn't even think
You
about
didn't?
it.
Oh, duh. Like,
At all.
That's
didn't
dumb.
think about it at all. Didn't. And again, I didn't remember it. It was only when later the first guy who I seriously dated had come out when he was like 13.
Whoa.
And had been having sex his whole teen years, had just like had it all.
Yeah.
He was fucking everybody at all time. And I remember feeling extremely jealous of that and feeling like, God, he got to do all the things I wish I'd been able to do as a teenager. And then I realized, I was like, but remember what happened back in the day? And I was like, wow, I forgot that happened. It took me many years to like remember that had happened.
Because it was probably lowercase t trauma.
Yeah, maybe. I never felt of like,
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
I thought anything about it at the
Sure.
time.
You're just like,
it was
oh.
like a mouth on a dick. And
Yeah.
like, I remember pretending to suck his dick by spitting into my hand and being like, yeah, I'm sucking the dick. You know what I mean?
The old wife with a headache move.
Yeah, I guess because we were like under the covers in the dark.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is all a very vague
Sure.
memory, but I did remember it later and was like,
Oh.
But I think like the first time you asking me the first time I knew I was gay?
Yeah, I guess so. Or when you knew you were gay. Yeah.
I think like around 7th grade, I started to jerk off and then think about the guys like that I saw in the locker room at school.
Yeah.
And that was scary at first.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you in Thailand still?
At that point, I was in Egypt.
Oh my! Were you a military brat?
My mom worked for Planned Parenthood.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had like an international.
Oh yeah.
Thing.
I would say it's for women's health in general.
Okay,
so
okay.
Birth control,
Sure.
especially those different countries where
it's hard to
where it
access.
was definitely, certainly in the 80s and 90s, there
Yeah.
was much more. I'm sure it's not easy now.
Right.
And then in the Muslim world, same thing. Women's health wasn't a priority.
Wow.
So she was working on all that kind of stuff.
Oh, what a hero!
Definitely a hero.
So you were okay. So then there was not a negative vibe about gay in your home.
No, my parents. I could have come out right after I jerked off, and my parents would have been to a guy and been like, "I'm gay," and I almost did. I almost remember doing that.
Yeah.
I almost remember being like, "Dad, I was just jerking off, and I thought about guys, and I don't know what to do," but I didn't. I kept it deep, deep inside. So I had like full like horror show like inside the head, like, "Oh, I'm gay."
Wow.
For all of high school,
You just spun out because you
just
didn't.
inside the head,
Yeah.
like being scared of it and whatever else, and then like of course wanting it, but then it was not the environment. It was a Muslim country.
Yeah.
Again, those big schools are very like, you're a guy, you're a girl, even in the international school. So yeah, I never revisited that until college really, but in my head I was definitely like,
Did you date girls in high school?
yeah.
Did you have sex with the girls?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you identify as full gay?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, in high school, because I do love being affectionate and I do love making people feel good, and I am very loving.
Yep.
So I could get into that.
Yep. Pleasing.
So I'd like eat a pussy like crazy, you know what I mean? And like do all the things that you saw on TV that were romantic and all that kind of stuff.
Massages.
All of it. I was very that, but the sex part just wasn't connecting for me at all.
Of course. Wow. Okay, so then do you remember your first gay experience? Minus the under the
one,
cover?
yeah, under the covers.
That you forgot.
Yeah, I think...
And was college in the States?
Yeah, I went back to acting school, where it was kind of easy to come out because everyone assumed I was gay,
and
even though I was like,
I'm not...
what do you mean, do I want to play gay or straight parts? Straight. You know what I mean? Like,
hissy fit?
oh my... I remember an acting teacher like talking to me, and so you're going to have to think about, like, are you going to market yourself for straight parts, for gay parts? And I was like, straight! But then I realized, like, then I would, like, let it go, and that so many people thought I was gay already that I did not really have to come out to a lot of people.
Sure.
So, yeah, then I met some little kind of, like, skinny, curly-headed, artistic dude through a girl who was the stage manager at the school, and she's like, "You guys will really get along," that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then we went out on like a date to
Yeah.
a gay bar, and then he sucked my dick in the park.
Nice.
And I was like, "This is living."
You are there. I'm noticing a trend of you getting your dick sucked.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've gotten my dick sucked a lot, though. I've got to tell you, it's not my favorite thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's more of a prelude for me.
You are about anal penetration?
Yes, I know. I know. I listen to the show, so I know you would normally ask me what sex is to me.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the definition of sex can be whatever.
Okay.
So, like, if someone's like, "Oh, we had sex," and it was just sucking dicks or jerking off or whatever it is, I will totally accept your definition that is sex for you. But if I'm having an intimate encounter with somebody, I want to lick it, I want to stick it. You know what I mean? I want to put it in. I do love to get my dick sucked, but it's really a prelude to
Anal penetration.
entering your love.
Entering.
That's something, again, as I've become more myself.
Sure.
I know exactly what I want.
You know that about yourself.
And what I'm into.
Fuck yeah.
And then I want someone who wants that.
Of course.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key to, like, the whole daddy vibe of being like a dom top, or like what they call a TikTok, a soft top, because I am very nurturing and loving, unless I'm choking you while fucking you up the ass and calling you daddy's little hole. You know what I mean? But that's because that is what you want. We've made it clear before the encounter that you are looking for that, and that I am looking for that.
Right.
And then we give each other exactly what we want.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I think that you can do all the things that you want to do as long as you got the person who's also into the other end of it.
Totally.
Because I would never want to have an encounter with anybody where I was doing something they did not want.
Of course.
Or felt uncomfortable with.
And they're like gritting their teeth through it.
Yeah. Don't want that.
I used to follow through on sexual engagements because I didn't want to be rude.
I know. It's like,
but I think that's like a generational thing, maybe.
Yeah, and I think like there is still a thing where you think like, I don't want to tell this person that. I found there was a lot of power in the phrase, "This is not working for me. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And like when I did figure that out, I could just shut it down. If I was having somebody and they came over and they weren't quite what they look like, or
so the vibe's off.
The vibe was off. Just saying, "I'm sorry, this isn't working for me." It doesn't mean that
anything's wrong with you. Yeah.
But like, it's not working for me. The power in that. And it was like, "So sorry. Thanks so much. Bye."
And I think it's happened to everyone, maybe.
Yeah, I think that some people though are afraid to verbalize it, and then you end up like. You're like eating some guy's fucking cum and you don't really want it.
Oh, the number of times. If I had a nickel.
Spit take.
Yep. Okay, so college, you get your dick sucked in this park. You said in a park?
Yeah.
Was it like off to the races after that? Did you have a lot of gay?
No, it was not off to the races yet. Then I moved to New York, moved with my best friend. I was bi for a minute.
Of course.
Not to discount bisexual people being real or anything like that, but I was definitely, for me, it was a lily pad on the way to Gay Island that I was stepping on because it felt more comfortable.
Yep.
That soon fell by the wayside.
Good.
And then I didn't get into a lot of sex with strangers or cruising or pickup until after my first relationship.
Okay.
Like I started going to clubs and I started going to big clubs. I met a little guy named Little Ricky the Raver who was like 5'3". We had like, he was my first real boyfriend. And then I was doing drugs at that time.
Yeah.
And experiencing like ecstasy and all that stuff and after hours. And like they would come in from Connecticut, him and his friend Patrick, who was a K dealer. And they would stay over at our house. And and I had been innocent. I didn't drink in college. I didn't do drugs in college. I didn't do any of that stuff.
Any reason?
Yeah, because I thought when I got drunk, I would out
Be
myself.
Gay.
Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
Yeah, that is the underneath it all reason that I never felt secure in doing that.
Oh, you had to hold on.
Like, God forbid, because I was just so. I mean, in college I had like when I lost a lot of weight, became kind of like my ideal. I had like low lights done at a salon by a woman named Connie and tan. And, like I looked so fucking gay. You know what I mean? It was like, I was not
Like,
fooling anyone
sure.
but myself.
Oh,
But
Ricky the Raver came in from
Ricky the
Connecticut.
Raver. So I had like sexual experiences, but I wasn't someone who went out to the bar to pick up. And I was kind of like, I'm not like that. I like
Sure.
whatever. I dated this one guy who became my first like love.
Not Ricky the Raver?
Not Ricky the Raver.
Okay.
Ryan, the ex-drug dealer.
Okay.
We'll call him the culinary student. he had done like a road trip of America with his older drug dealer boyfriend, who then got arrested. And part of his parole was his deal was he had to go to school. So his mom drove him to New York, where he was going to culinary school, and he became my roommate.
Oh my!
Along with my best friend Maxine.
That's a sitcom.
Yeah.
That's an HBO
and that
sitcom.
It was through him that I started going out and discovering. And me and Maxine would like go out. He'd go to the Limelight and he'd be like, "You guys have to come check it out." And we were like, "Okay, wow, that does sound kind of fun." And it was then we together, me and Maxine, were discovering this whole world.
Of
going to
course.
clubs and doing like ecstasy for the first time, and it became like a whole world opening up. Months later, maybe a year after that, he wasn't living with us anymore. He and I started like having feelings for me, and then I was like, someone likes me. Oh my God, wow. And that became like a full I'm in love. Like songs about love on the radio suddenly made sense, and it only lasted 6 months. And honey, when it ended, I was devastated. I was like Pepper LaBeija after they burnt her fur coats. Devastated. And I went into like a major depression, and I also wanted sexy revenge.
Oh.
And so there was a friend of mine who I'm still friends with today, who lives down the block, who talked to him still. And so I would go to bars, fuck guys, and then tell my friend all about it so he could tell him. And in fact, the creation of the gay pimp character, which was in the Soccer Practice music video, and earlier before that in stage shows, was a direct response that I was going to get muscly and thin and sexy, and everyone was going to think I was sexy, and he was going to have to see it.
Wow, that's the origin story?
That is the origin story. And that
Did you know that at the time? Or was this another thing that you realized later?
The layers were there, but I knew I definitely wanted him to see like the at an HX with me in a sleeveless shirt with the muscly guys. Because I was not that. And I sort of like, I don't know, I like took those elements. And also at that time, I was coming into my own as a gay man and feeling good about that and feeling power in that. So the combination of those two things were what created that character.
That's so funny.
Isn't that wild? It's like the things we do because some dude broke up with us. Like,
or someone told me you can't do something, or spite, right?
Sexy revenge. Really.
Sexy revenge.
It's not
okay.
like you don't want to hurt them, but
totally
you want to see.
Wait, does spite mean like a negative impact on them?
So.
Okay,
like,
okay.
You want to
yeah,
you did with spite.
Okay, sexy revenge.
You'll never be with anyone. It's like I wanted to just be like, look at me now. And so then that was a whole other world that opened up to me. Because then everyone saw that music video for Soccer Practice. If you have not seen it, just check it out on YouTube.
Yeah,
You'll
treat yourself.
see me young, waxed, faxed, with straightened hair, tan, dancing in rhinestone jeans. Honey. Before Little Nas X was doing dance numbers in the shower with gay guys, honey, I did it in 2003, okay?
You should do it again.
Yeah.
You should.
It's sort of like soccer practice. I mean, that was another thing when that happened. I suddenly was opened up because that was before YouTube that video came out.
Stop.
Yeah. And that was a video we made with a big director, paid for by this Broadway producer who was seeing me do these gay pimp, like teen pop type.
Sure.
They were like dirty gay teen pop superstars is what we called the show.
Okay.
And it was like pop music all about fucking and stuff like that. And
Kim Petras.
Right, yeah. All those, my children are all here. They never send a check. They never shout me out on TikTok. But I mean, there was no YouTube. The video started to be serviced to like video bars. Is that even? I didn't even know that was a thing at the time because I'm living in like Harlem,
Sure.
128th Street, working at nightclubs. I didn't know any of that shit was going on. It was this huge smash hit everywhere. Gay bars were playing it like nonstop. MTV. Asia and Europe put it on the real rotation.
Stop.
And then I became like, as it was kind of a joke that I was doing in skits in like Lower East Side performance places. Suddenly people were like, rumor is Gay Pimp and Janet Jackson are working together. You know what I mean? I was like, if she hasn't called me, I'm in Bed-Stuy. You know, like I'm hoping I have $100 this week.
That is wild.
Yeah, and then there was a whole like period where it was like that illusion was sort of what I was giving, and that allowed me to experience a lot of different things.
So, sex was part of that? Did you start fucking a bunch of hotties?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Not that you weren't before.
Yeah, I definitely was still. I mean, I worked in nightclubs with hot people, and like we were all on drugs at different times, so like there was a lot of that going on. But then there was more like the VIP fan meet and greet, if you know what I mean, where people have been jerking off to you. And then they meet you,
and they're just like,
yeah. So like, there's that type of, which definitely was not something I had in the cards, but I certainly enjoyed for the moment, that it was going on.
I'm sure there are still people jerking off to you.
Sure.
Did it ever feel like you couldn't escape Gay Pimp? Like, did you ever feel pressured to keep it up? Or like, this is my thing?
Well, I definitely like, I am not naturally as thin as I was in those videos. So like my body would start to be like, hey, remember you're naturally fat. And so I'd say that was a bigger struggle than the idea of Gay Pimp, because I love people talking to me, liking what I do. I love getting my work out there. But trying to like live up to some kind of image of me at my most like anorexic thinnest at a time where I was on video and all that stuff, that definitely was a challenge for many years.
Wow.
So like you'd appear again and be like, oh, he got fat, and you know that would like make me be like, oh god. And I look back at when people said he got fat, and I'm like, god, I'd love to look like that now.
Wait, do you not want to be? Do you not like your body as is?
I do like my body as is, for sure. But I mean, as you get older, you want to get thinner so you can not have that many problems with your knees, your back, or anything else like that.
Is that the correlation?
For me, it is definitely.
I bet
it's not now. I need to like be a supermodel, but
right.
I mean, you want for health.
It just makes it easier.
A little thinner, so it's always on the edge. But like during that time, it was definitely about like matching some kind of image that I had so people wouldn't see me and be like, "Oh, you look really different."
Yeah.
It wasn't until I fully embraced being like, "I'm different now. I'm different. I've grown my shoulders."
Oh my god. Okay, so wait, you're still in New York at this point?
Yeah.
How long have you been in LA?
It's almost 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm at 13, I think, which is crazy.
I know, it's so crazy.
But you like it.
I love it. I don't think I'll the only thing I could think to move would be to the woods. I went through like a big wooded fantasy of living in the woods, like escaping the city, the peace, the privacy of that. I think that's more like a vacation home fantasy for me.
Yeah.
Because I am a city person.
Okay.
I like the city, but I do love, it has come to my attention that I love nature.
Love nature.
Yeah, nature. I do. I love nature. I love being outside. I love being in the woods. Not if it's hot. I'm like, the place I would move to be like Vancouver Island, which is where I'm on my vacation.
British Columbia is like an oil. It's like a painting. When you're driving around, you're like,
gorgeous.
That can't be real.
Yeah. So that is the other side that I could really see myself like living in, that because it'd be cool all the time.
Yeah.
Be beautiful.
You'll have
hunt
both.
for Sasquatch.
You'll have your city place and your.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have that.
Well, like it. Keep talking.
Do you not like the desert? I think I'm a desert over forest guy.
I've realized, and this is always, people are like, you live in LA. I was like, I hate the heat.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up in those tropical climates in Thailand and in Egypt. I always had the air conditioner on mega full blast.
Sure.
I lived in New York for many years. And now here, like for me, LA from October to like May is
perfect.
perfection.
I'm beginning to become an LA winter boy.
And like when I went on vacation this summer, I was like, where is it cold right now? Like, where will a cool breeze be
happen?
Blowing?
Yeah.
That to me is the dream. So winters in LA, summers in like British Columbia, Alaska,
Sure.
anywhere.
Even San Francisco is like probably
Totally. Yeah.
chillier.
Yeah.
Not easy to buy property there, but
No, honey, we can't afford it.
do you have any great sex stories or like terrible sex stories?
I don't know if any of them are. I mean, there's so many. A lot of them are great, but there are a lot of a replay of an experience that I give and receive many times. Like,
okay.
It's a certain series of events, and depending on how much I and the other person are enjoying it, it can be great. So I've had different partners who I'm like, oh, that was fucking incredible. And it was because they loved exactly what I was giving, and they wanted it just like that, or harder, or as dirty, or as pervy, and then you could really get into it. So I say like mostly I'm having really great sex because I'm extremely specific about what I like, what I want, what I'm looking for, and the people who are responding to that want the opposite version of that same thing.
Do you put all that? Are you on dating apps?
Yeah.
Do you put all that in the dating app, sort of, or you're upfront with it at the beginning?
Before you come over, I'll tell you this is what I like. I like this. I like that. I like this. I like making out. I like doing this. I like doing that. And then I'm gonna fuck you hard and deep, and then all the rest. And if that's, maybe hit your own.
It's okay.
There.
It's still got power.
I'll be really clear about everything that I want to go down because I want them to want that too.
Yeah.
And so that leads to lots of great sex.
I will say that is like people. It's so funny. People hated online dating, and now they loved it, and now they're people like shitting on apps. They're like, oh, apps, blah blah blah. But it does so much filtering for you. You can do get so much out of the way before you.
Yeah, I was not on any apps. I mean, maybe back in the day, like I went on gay.com. I think when I had like some of my first like slutty New York sex.
Sure.
It was on gay.com where you had to like wait for the picture to download if there ever was a picture, and you go to somebody's house and like you didn't know who they were or even see that many pictures of them. Like, honey.
I used to at the beginning of it all, I used to send loved ones an address of where I was going. Or a picture of a license plate and be like, this is the guy's car that I'm like going home with. Like,
because like, they might kill you.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably not gonna happen, but you know, we all were. It could happen.
Yeah.
Especially a tiny little person like you. No one's worried that someone's gonna kidnap me and like put me in a closet.
You'd be a little hard to get from point A to point B.
It's not gonna work. You can't fit your hands around my fucking neck, bro.
My friend, do you know Deborah DiGiovanni?
I don't think so.
She's a stand-up comic. She's fat, which is okay to say. She's like, if you're gonna, she's saying about getting roofied. She's like, if you roofie me, you better have a plan. You're because you're not getting me from point A to point B. Right. You gotta rate me where I land.
I like to keep it nice and dark, just like that. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not worried about that. Worst, I mean, I'm sure back in the day, like when I was, because currently, we haven't even talked about this. Like, you got sober, and I also stopped drinking like about 5 years ago.
Get out.
Yeah, I mean, I still smoke weed, but I definitely
California sober.
I'm California sober, like Demi Lovato. I quit drinking and doing all.
How's that been?
For me,
not a big deal.
It wasn't a big deal because, like, for me, I was working in nightclubs, which the culture from what I began in nightclubs was you have to have fun, and to have fun would mean drinking a lot, and then out of boredom you start doing like drugs, and that would keep you like going.
Woo!
Like, in New York, if you worked at a club, you had to be there from 9 till 4 in the fucking morning, and I was the promoter of those parties, so you really don't have anything to do except talk to people.
Wow.
So the culture was to drink and do drugs.
Yeah.
And when that part of my life stopped, when I really started being too busy with Hey Qween and everything else to like want to throw parties anymore, I just kind of like put it away. And also over 40, like hangovers.
Hangovers.
It was just, it gives me PTSD to even think about like a hangover.
Oh, it'd be a day or more sometimes.
And the pain of it and the thought of the pain, it just wasn't worth it. And so while I spent years like enjoying drinking and doing drugs, putting it away kind of was not a thing.
That's great to hear.
But it definitely is. And also, I started going on tour with Dita.
Okay.
And I was like, there's no way in hell that I'm going to ever wake up any morning that I'm performing in these huge theaters for thousands of people and not feel incredible and give 100%.
Yeah.
So the thought of drinking on the road, like that was one of the, I think early in those gigs when I just was like, well, I'm just not going to drink.
Yeah.
And then, if you're not drinking, why bother doing drugs? You know what I mean?
Truly.
And ecstasy stopped working on me like many years ago because I burnt it out so hard.
Your brain's like,
The
we
fact
know
that I
what
can
this
feel
is.
Any emotions at all after like the year of like 26 is amazing.
The idea of doing cocaine sober is fucking insane to me.
Yeah.
It was always to like level things out, keep things going. It wasn't like, I'm not drinking tonight, but I am going to do 6 lines of cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. Not that there wasn't a night when I probably did that.
Sure, same.
There was a lot of boredom filling with drugs.
Yes.
And like, so it just became a thing that I was like, man, don't really need it anymore.
So I wasn't sober when you and that wasn't when we met. We met before that.
We knew each other from like performing at little
Yes.
shows around LA.
Yes.
And then we were on the Atlantis cruise together where they made us
share a cabin.
Room. I was like, don't you know I am famous? Please.
There's no reason they
Not
had
at
us.
all. It was outrageous that was even a thing.
I was also being paid pennies.
We were being paid the same.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I got paid $500.
That's how much I was paid. Yes.
Isn't that bonkers?
Yeah.
Shared a room and
right.
$500?
Shared a room and $500, no drink tickets or no anything else.
No.
We were both still drinking at that time.
Yeah.
Nothing, sharing a room. It was one of those things where it was like, well, it's just a cruise. Like, I guess I'll get $500.
Paid vacation.
Why not? And it was like, maybe it'll lead to tons of other bookings. Never did for me.
That woman who booked us got fired.
She got fired, yeah.
For like promoting another cruise, like on that cruise or something.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah,
I hope
once
that's
she
true.
was out, I kind of knew her, and then that was the end. I never got booked again.
Good. You don't need a $500 gig.
No, I definitely do not. Definitely do not.
But
I don't really love cruises, to be honest.
I've done a lot of them now, and I'm glad I'm getting paid more because I don't know if I'd ever pay to go on a cruise.
No, definitely not. It's not for me. And also, like, I don't really love fucking people on the cruise and then that weird thing where like
seeing them?
You see them again and it's weird
You're
or
like,
something like that. I don't know. It just that because obviously I fuck people on different cruises, but like that always was kind of awkward.
You're like,
You felt like a loser if you weren't like continuing to fuck. It's like, well, yeah, hey, it's like,
getting mashed potatoes at the
right, yeah,
at the buffet.
No.
It does have summer camp vibes though, and when I get that call, I am kind of excited to go. I can't believe you haven't been back.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna do a little probing. Or would you perform again?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. Because you crushed. You did all those funny ass songs.
Yeah, I remember thinking like, they love me here. This is fantastic. I was like, hello?
Hello? Anybody?
Wait, I heard that the ship was leaving.
Oh, but on that cruise, I was drinking. I was literally, and it was RSVP. It was older.
Right.
Right. And Bob was on it.
Right, and that
Jinx.
was that. Don't forget that was the cruise when Kathy and
Jimmy
Jimmy saw Bob, and then I
called
remember
RuPaul.
passing the phone call when it was happening in the dining hall.
Yes.
Yeah.
International phone or whatever.
Yeah,
I
totally.
found the winner to your show, and then he won the
And then he
next
won the
year.
fucking show.
That was a magical moment.
It was wild. It was
Especially
wild.
Kathy. I didn't know Kathy and Jimmy before that, and like I got to like have dinner. We got to have like dinner with her and stuff.
That was definitely fun.
But when we got off on the port, I was trying to sneak alcohol back in and do like Mexican Adderall.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember there was one night where I was asleep because I was taking a lot of Xanax on that cruise because I was like, this is so relaxing.
Sure.
and I had gone to bed early, and you came in the room
With
with some guy, and we're doing the classic college roommate moves of like, we've just got to be really quiet about it. And
You're both drunk.
Then it was like,
and you went, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
You have 20 minutes.
yeah, I was like, okay, guys, look, I'm awake, and we don't need to pretend. So I'm going to go out. Let's get 20 minutes going to work. Okay, and I'll just go out and I don't smoke cigarettes anymore either. But I was like, got my fucking pack of like Newports or whatever the fuck I smoked.
Sat on
and was just like smoking out on the balcony. And then you were like, we're done. Thank you.
That is so funny to me. I hope I wasn't an annoying cabin mate.
You were fantastic.
Okay, good.
We
Same.
had fun.
We did have fun.
And like, some blowjob sounds aren't going to hurt me, but like, there's nothing
No.
worse than that
Yeah, you're like,
awkward thing. Like, just do it.
Just,
dude.
yeah,
Like,
go.
like you should be able to do. We don't need to go like
Polite
polite, moist sound.
sucking. Oh. Okay, let's play a round of hot or not.
Okay.
Okay, so I say things and you tell me if you find them hot or
Okay.
not. Come.
Hot.
Okay.
Not to eat, but to know that it happened.
Do you like it coming from both parties, you and the person?
Yeah, I want them to come
And then do you have a favorite place for come to go?
inside,
Yours inside them,
Yeah.
but where about that?
wherever they like.
Oh, really?
I'm not a facial queen or anything like that.
Sure.
As long as you're coming,
Aw.
preferably with my dick inside you, where you're like, I can't believe I'm fucking coming. You know what I mean? Like one of those. Like you're like, yeah, that's fucking right, you little slut, daddy's little hole. You know what I mean? Like that type of moment.
Yeah.
That's when you get a little crown and you're like, ding. You look in the mirror, and you're like, still got it.
Your king
Exactly.
behavior, king
Gotta be
shit.
king shit.
Threesomes.
Not hot for me.
Really?
personally.
So group
Don't
sex
enjoy
also
it.
no.
Not into it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done them.
Sure.
I've done threesomes. I don't really enjoy it. I really want a connection between me and the person, and I want to just worry about that.
Yeah.
And even when I'm in an open relationship, I'm not about bringing someone in.
Sure.
I want to have sex like
Your own
on the
experiences.
side with whoever I want to have, and I want them to have the same. Then I want us to just be together. And I have tried it. It's just not for me.
Sure.
Not my thing.
When you're open, do you bring stories back to your partner and do they bring stories back to you, or do you not talk about it?
I'm open to them talking about it, but I'm not really interested in telling you too much. Though, if you ask, I definitely will tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some couples use it as like kindling with the fire. You know, like,
Yeah.
oh, they did this thing,
For
right?
me, it was,
yeah.
for me, like open relationship was not really about me trying to fuck a lot of people while they were in town and in the house or in the apartment.
Sure,
or anything like that. It was
sure.
like, well, if you go out of town,
I'm gonna maybe,
then I'm gonna probably fuck somebody or something like that.
or if I'm on the road and some guy
so it's
throws
not like we're
his-
both on Grindr at the same time around the house.
Yeah.
So that was what it was really more like.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Water sports.
Not for me.
Okay. You already said you like dom sub.
Yeah.
Is that like border? Is that like a fetish where you like need it to be dominant, submissive?
I wouldn't say I need it. I can definitely give a softer experience.
Sure.
But like what really turns me on
Is
a subby sub wanting to be fully dominated.
Hell yeah.
Like a daddy's boy who is looking for exactly what I'm giving.
A breeding.
Yeah. Looking for a good breeding kid. Come on now.
Pups.
Yeah, I mean I've dated people who are in the pup world, but we never got into like mask stuff.
Okay.
Wearing masks or that. But that pup energy I do enjoy.
Okay, that makes sense. Choking,
Yeah.
spanking.
If you want it.
Really?
Like, it doesn't really do much for me, though I do love a good, like, you're eating somebody's ass and you see that beautiful little fucking sweet peach and you just give it to them. But again, for me, it's almost performative because it's not doing a lot for me.
Sure.
But I know if they're like, oh, daddy, or whatever, like, I'm into whatever is going to make them feel like that is the thing. And I feel
Yeah.
like so many young men are now trained by pervy porn they started watching when they were teenagers. So that is a move that they know. And
And
they're
they
like,
go,
yeah.
Okay, I will say,
Well,
as
no.
someone who's been like face down, ass up with the guy behind me eating my ass, you don't know when the hand's coming.
yeah.
So it's like also like a surprise moment.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
I mean,
nice.
And people who do like a spanking, you can get into a technique where like you give it to them real hard, and it's soft, and then you act like you're about to go up, so they're expecting it, but then you don't, and then you give it to them again, and that can be kind of fun. And that's the power play that I do enjoy.
Keep them on their toes.
Well, just like keep it interesting, and
Yeah.
fun, like because if they're into the of it,
Yeah.
then then that can be that. But
Just-
it's not for me. Like, gotta fucking spank your little ass. I don't really need to do that.
Like take someone over your knee and just.
I will fully fulfill your spank fantasy,
Yeah.
but it's not like my ultimate thing.
Is your sex so like role play? Do you consider your sex role play?
People definitely get into it. I mean, when you are fucking someone who is not necessarily like a 22-year-old twink, and they're like, "Daddy,"
And you're like,
all
"You're
right, this is
51."
okay. Like you're 30 and you have bigger muscles than I do, but sure, okay,
Why
bro.
not?
That's right, you little fucking slut. Get on your fucking knees. You know what I mean? Like I go with it. So, and I do fall into that because I do really enjoy that dynamic.
Yeah.
That dad, son, if you will.
Dad boy.
Dad boy, yeah.
Yeah. Feet.
Not for me, really.
Doesn't do anything. I
Yeah.
feel like feet are either yes or no.
Yeah.
Voyeurism. Watching people have sex.
Live and in person?
Yeah.
Nah, it gets a little cuckoldy for me, and I'm just not really anything I'm interested in. Like, I guess because back in the day, the parties I used to throw,
I'm sure people are getting
in
railed.
New York, there were back rooms, and even I worked at the Black Party, and I threw like parties called like Triple X, where there would be sex shows. All that kind of became wallpaper to me.
Sure.
So, like, if you work in nightclubs so long, like jiggling dicks and balls and
doesn't
people fucking, like,
faze
it kinda
you at
just,
all.
Like, yeah, it's like, oh.
Doesn't-
So it's, of course, interesting to watch, but not like something where I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Sure. Another day, just another day at the office.
Yeah, I'm for real. People were like, oh, do you love the Go-Go Boys? No, it's wallpaper.
No, honestly.
No, we're friends, okay? It's my sister, okay?
What about exhibitionism? People watching you.
Definitely not into that.
Okay. Yeah, because you like one-on-one.
I'm
You
really
like to have,
into
like, your
one-on-one.
moment.
Like, I could still have body issues creep up in my own mind. And I spend so much time performing.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in then putting on a show. I'll have, like, boys be like, God, you should do, like, an OnlyFans. I'm like, that is, like, my worst nightmare. I've made everything I love into a career, and then eventually you're like, I don't like it anymore. You know what I mean? So I don't want sex to be that.
Yeah,
next
to be
thing.
work.
No thanks.
Like, oh, my client canceled. Now, who am I going to
like,
fuck before
exactly.
Friday?
Oh my god, that collab isn't working. I guess I'll just. And then you have to fuck every single person on Earth. You have to do all the rest.
Yeah,
Too much.
keep
No.
the subscribers
Yeah, right.
happy.
Then suddenly you have to like get a fist. You have to get whatever. All my OnlyFans friends have to push it further and further
Wow.
to like keep it going.
See, I think it'd be better. There should be like a really exclusive version of OnlyFans where it's like.
Where you actually fuck them.
Well, I was gonna say where it's like almost like you send like one video to like one person, but it's for like $1,000. You know what I
I
mean?
think that happens.
Does that happen?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
For that
ignorant.
price range.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely.
I would do a
'Cause
lot
they're
of stuff for
selling like
$1,000.
they're the new OnlyFans model, and I know so much about OnlyFans because so many people I know do it.
Yeah.
But like it used to be like give everything everyone for that one price, and then a lot of those people then change to their feed that you get for the $5 or whatever a month is sort of dick pics and ass pics and whatever. But if you want to see them in their collabs and fucking, that is in the DMs, and they're selling it to you for $25 to $50.
Oh, that is smart as hell.
And that's what OnlyFans tells them to do.
Okay.
And it's what the girls have been doing forever.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend who literally has guys who want her feet pics all the time. So we'll be at like a stoplight and she'll put her feet on my dash and like take a picture and be like, "He just sent me $250." I'm like,
if you could get a foot account and just never have to do all the rest and just let it be about your feet, that sounds like a dream.
take your feet to fucking Fiji and
Just do whatever.
snap,
Like snap. You don't
Colorado.
have to worry about any of it. Just keep your feet in good shape and snippety snap. You don't have to have anyone come on it. You don't have to shove your toe up somebody's ass. Just a foot like that. Now there's an OnlyFans I would do.
Okay.
If my feet were nice enough, but I think I have like
Hey, some guys
Bigfoot
want
Yeti
the
feet.
Yeti feet. And then what about sex outdoors? Not necessarily public, but like woods.
Not really. Not
Okay.
really. Yeah, I like a bed. I mean, I've done it. I will do it, but it's not like there's bugs. There's other stuff. Certainly
The
not
sun.
a dream, though. I did fuck some dude in like he was here for some like college program in the summer, and like he was like meet me in the stairway of like the apartments at like where they were all staying, and so I met him like at the top of the stairs of this one stairway, and it was like, and I fucked him like on the floor of the stairway.
That's hot.
So that was hot, but that was very like it was the top. There was at least 2 floors between coming up, and we were each other's type extremely much, so it was like.
It works.
This is good. And I was like, I remember trying to like keep his head from hitting
In
the
this,
concrete,
yeah.
or like and just being like getting up and realizing like, God, I'm covered in dust. Yeah, you just fucked some kid on the fucking floor of the stairway of this like mid-city apartment complex.
And those are always like the stairwells there are always like untouched by, they're not finished. There's like pipes everywhere
at
and like
the top. It was definitely like on the way to the locked roof. So no one was going up.
No one had a reason to go up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's brilliant.
So I can get into that if necessary, but like if we're taking a hike, I don't really want my dick sucked or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, let's just get back.
Yeah, exactly.
And then last thing is, what is a piece of advice you give to little Johnny before he began his sexual journey?
I would say there's nothing to be scared of about being gay, to embrace who you are, embrace your body as it is. I would scream back into the past, you are thin already. I mean, there were so many times when I was like, I'm fat.
And you're like,
even during the soccer practice video, listeners, Google it, and you'll be like, you were very thin. At that time, because I was around so many people who were ripped, to me, I was fat. So I would scream through the past in a microphone, you're already thin. Accept your body as it is. You've got a big dick and you're tall, you're hairy. Those are good. Those are good things.
Take it to the bank.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah,
just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. That's a great message. Where can people find you?
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Jonny McGovern is your daddy. You can, it's very... It's
a brand.
It's on brand. You can watch Go for the Gold on Out TV. The entire first season is available to binge.
Wow.
You can see the first episode for free if you go to the Out TV app on Apple TV. Or if you live in Canada, it's playing on TV there.
That's so cool.
In the UK, it's Fruit TV. And then, of course, 8 seasons of Hey Qween are still available on YouTube as well as Out TV.
Fuck yeah.
And then my music videos, if you want to see how it all began, like I've got my whole career as a pop star is there on my Jonny McGovern Show YouTube video.
Fuck yeah. Go treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Enjoy. Enjoy yourself.